Alrighty, legends, what's going on, everybody? It's Big E here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Naked Warrior time.
Greetings.
That is the Naked Warrior right there. Somebody from the Maroon Guild over here. Off camera, I went to Darnassus. I had a quest to turn in. It was a hell of a long fly. I posted some things, and I see we have some mail. We're going to go check said mail, see if I sold some stuff. And then the plan is to come over here and capture some Screecher spirits. We may do improved quality. I don't know. It's a 48 quest. We're 47. Those mobs do enrage. Where's a mailbox in this dump? Here's one right here. I posted quite a bit. I went through my bank. Had a lot of herbs that we're just not going to use anymore. So I basically posted all of those herbs that we're not going to be using. And I don't know why I didn't post that. Sungrass, let's put this down here. I didn't clean my bags up. I generally do this. All right, see if we got anything. Oh, yes. Yes. We made a few sales. Look at that. We have 34 gold. Look at that. Oh, man. We made 29 gold right there? Something like that. I was not expecting that. Damn, I was running my mouth and I'm going to miss the ship here. I think I just missed it. That's okay. Not that big of a deal. Did it just take off? Maybe. All right. No worries. Anyway, that's nice. We don't really need the gold. All we need the gold for at this point is to, train up. Gets more and more expensive as you level up. We just hit level 47. Did I pick a point? I did. Picked a talent point. I think we went one over here. Yeah, I went into booming or improved demo shout. I probably put 5 points in this. This increases the melee attack power reduction of my demo shout, and we basically put this up every time, so seems good to me. Not been on the character in a bit. As you can see, I've got this whole entire bar is rested XP there. The entire thing. It's been several days at least. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing all right. What do we have here? Oh, is this from the Lunar Festival thing? Yeah. Okay. Might be able to take a thumbnail with that, perhaps. I heard some really odd and sad news. Gene Hackman, I don't know if you guys know who Gene Hackman is. I hope you do. He's kind of a legendary actor. But he's been retired for a long time. He lives in New Mexico here with me. In fact, he lives just outside of Santa Fe. I used to live up in Santa Fe. He lived in this, obviously unbelievably nice place. Very secluded. But I saw this little clip and I watched it. A maintenance worker had gone to their house and there was no answer. So the guy got in touch with it's a gated community, got in touch with the security officer who looked in the windows and saw bodies in there. And anyway, the police were called and they went in. So Gene Hackman, I think, was 90 or something like that. I mean, he was up there, like old guy. He was found, his body was found in the mudroom of his house. He had a much younger wife. She was 65. She was found in a separate room. And there was a German Shepherd that was deceased at the scene in the house. Now, apparently there were like 2 other dogs, and they were okay. They were running around and stuff. But, I mean, that screams... Who knows what happened there? There's no carbon monoxide. They as far as what I heard, or what the chief of police reported. There's a clip of he's not only a police chief, but he's a chief of his tribe. No carbon monoxide, no signs of foul play or forced entry. So, I mean, obviously don't know what happened, but that's very unusual. So I'm thinking that it was either like a murder-suicide with pills, unsuspecting murder-suicide with pills. And if that was the case, because there were apparently where the wife was found, there were scattered pills in a bathroom or something. If the dog ate those, that would explain the dog's death, but that's what I think happened. Now, was it Jean who did it or the wife? I don't know. They probably would never be able to find that out, but I don't know. What's interesting is I was actually just thinking about that guy, Gene Hackman, and I think about him a lot because he lives here in New Mexico, and I used to live, fairly close up in Santa Fe. I mean, I never saw his place or anything, but he was spotted last year. He was out to eat at a little restaurant with his wife. But yeah, kind of sad to hear. And apparently he had been dead, I think. Well, I mean, by the time this video comes out, it's been a little bit. But from when his body was found, they think he had died, I think, a couple weeks earlier. They didn't say anything about the wife as far as how long he had been dead. So if that's the case, I mean, who knows what happened? Like, he could have died and she could have just been like freaking out and crushed and just depressed and decided to take pills and maybe give some to the dog. Who knows? But if they can determine that they died at the same time, that changes quite a bit. But yeah, very sad. Anyway, let's try to get into some happier news here. Hold on, I gotta see this. Whoops, what the hell's going on? It's from Heather. Oh, the moon and Venus are apparently visible right now. I think Venus is visible most of the time, right? Okay, Screecher Spirits we can get here. So I think what we have to do here, after we slay them, we're going to be using this thing. Yeah. Anyway, let's get a little food buff. Got to get some pots going here. Level 45, they have Dive and Lightning Breath. Okay. Not too bad. Maybe like a lightning bolt there. Like how you can sit down, you can eat. While you're eating, you can just pop these and it doesn't break your eating there. Yeah, kind of sad. Foul play for sure. I mean, it's... Well, I can't say foul play for sure. Okay, this is a little bit rough right here. I gotta pop that. Okay. Wow, we got wrecked by that thing. That lightning breath does some damage. It doesn't say how much it does, but he did big damage on us there. This one's even higher level. I don't know if this is safe to do. We've got health pots here. Overpower is actually great. It drops off that we get dodged. It's actually worth it because we do some pretty big damage with overpower. Sonic Burst. I didn't say that he had that. Dude. Jesus Christ, I hate it when that happens. That always seems to be the case, man. He's got like 1 health, but you're almost dead, and you keep missing the target. Brutal. I just got through doing editing a video. It's been out on the channel probably for like a week now, but it's tips and tricks if anybody's interested in doing the Iron Man challenge. I did the video. It was actually requested of me, and yeah, that's out. But I shouldn't be doing this. This is one thing I was talking about. You should focus on green mobs if you want to succeed. Here I am fighting non-green mobs. All right, we just need one more here. Level 45, this should be a little bit easier. Starting to question Mortal Strike a little bit. We almost never crit with the thing. And I can do 2 heroic strikes for the cost of 1 Mortal Strike. We just end up doing roughly the same damage with heroic strike. Okay, well that quest is complete. Do I dare go do this quest? We've got Gazridian. Let's go feel it out. See how we do up here. Down this way, actually. Oh, shit. No. The area's just not good. The actual Yetis aren't high level like those. They're over here. They're up this way. But I don't think I'm going to risk that. It's really just those fucking apes right there. Well, what are we going to do then? I don't want to waste these pots that I have up. I think what we'll do is come down here and we'll just slay stuff right in here. We'll just grind mobs this episode. Unless I want to go to Stranglethorn Vale, it'd be quite the... I mean, I'd do a cutscene, obviously. We'd have to go back. I'd have to fly to Ratchet, take it to Booty Bay, and then run up north. There are... we have these quests, which are green now. Which doesn't mean a whole lot. It's still a dangerous area right there, but that's really all we have. So I don't even know if that'd be worth it. Let's just grind some mobs, I suppose. Yeah, and the thing, so I'm still thinking about the Gene Hackman thing. The thing about, because some couples agree to do that, but to a lot of young people, when you hear somebody 65, you're like, that person's so old. It's, I mean, yeah, it's an old age, but, it's not that old. Anyway, couples do agree to just, if they're suffering and stuff, they're in a lot of pain, they've had enough, couples agree to do that. But what's odd But if they agreed to do something like that, they would have been together, I feel like, not in separate rooms. It's really strange. So I have a feeling, and I hate to say this, I'm thinking the wife, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but I'm thinking the wife, like when the toxology report comes back, they're going to find he had high levels of something in his body. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And maybe she couldn't live with it and decided to, you know, just off herself. But who knows? Apparently they don't have any security cameras up around the area. That's what I heard as well. He's got some children. He had a run-in. Well, not a run-in, but this was like a couple years back, I think, but he was having dinner with his wife in Santa Fe at some restaurant. I think they probably wanted his autograph, but it turned into, from what I heard, the guy asking for the autograph became like a little bit belligerent and rude about it. You know, and by all accounts, you know, after he retired, that guy just disappeared. I think he did like one thing in a Clint Eastwood movie at the request of Clint Eastwood, because they're good friends. But they became very, very private. So I could see, like, he's, you know, like, I'm retired. I don't want to sign autographs anymore. I'm like 80-something years old, and, you know, maybe the dude got upset, but I don't know. Like I said, according to the police chief, there were no signs of forced entry, no foul play that they could tell. It's just the even super weirder is the dead German Shepherd. If my thinking is, if the wife poisoned him, maybe that was his dog and she poisoned the dog. Maybe the other two dogs were hers, right? I mean, that's how I would be thinking if I was looking at this. Or the other way around, right? Maybe the German Shepherd was hers. Maybe he did away with her, then poisoned himself later. But it just doesn't make any sense that two dogs would be left alive. So that's why I'm thinking it's either one or the other. So today is the 1st for me. It's March 1st. And I just saw the video today. But I think the video was from a couple of days ago. The 28th of February. And according to the police chief, it's going to take a couple of weeks for the toxology reports. So that should answer a lot of questions. Yeah, I don't think it was a mutual thing. If they agreed to, let's take sleeping pills, for one, why do that to the dog unless the dog accidentally ate the pills? But they would have been, you know, just gone to sleep together or something. For him to be in the mudroom is really weird. So I think one of them was alive a lot longer after the other one died. And because they only mentioned Jean having died like 2 weeks earlier, it makes me think it was the wife. She poisoned him and she was around the house for a while and maybe just couldn't take it. Who knows? They'll probably never know the answer to that. That guy's in so many movies. One of my favorite roles that he ever did was Mississippi Burning. If you've never seen Mississippi Burning, highly recommended. There's so many great performances in that movie, and it's based on a true story as well. Yeah, a lot of great actors in that. That's one of those movies where the supporting cast, just as good as not better than the main cast. It makes the movie so much better. Every single actor in that is just fucking top notch. The guy who played, his name's Brad Dourif. That dude, every role I've ever seen that guy play is just so intense. He was Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. One of the best scenes. When he's up at the top of the tower, the Black Tower of Orthanc, I think it's called, with Sauron. And they go out top and he sees the Horde armies. The orc armies, and like he's so moved by what he sees. He's like a tear rolls down. It's just the dude's facial expressions, everything, just so good. So I don't know if you notice, I've gone back to a handful of Sunders up on the target. This is not real good right here. I might have to health pot. These things aren't going to run away. As a matter of fact, I just can't take chances because he's going to enrage. Yeah, I had to health pot there. That was too dangerous not to. Fuck. All right, so we're under the. We're behind the curve on this fight because we didn't start with any rage here. I could also go back and slay some ogres as well. Where's my shit? Why isn't my herb tracker on? This has been happening lately. I wonder if it's like the updates or something. Well, I say lately. It's happened twice where my find herbs has not been up. Yeah, we need to be looking for sungrass. It's one of the key ingredients we need now. Yeah, so like I said, 2 heroic strikes in the place of 1 mortal strike. And we're doing about the same damage with it. Now, mortal strike is great against mobs who heal, because I can't interrupt them. So what it does is it reduces their healing by 50%, which is good. So if they go to heal, it's 50% less than whatever they would normally do. Great against those mobs, but for 30 rage, it's weapon damage plus 85. This, I read it the same way. It increases melee damage by 80. So isn't that weapon damage plus 80? I mean, unless I'm reading that wrong. But I can do 2 of those for the cost of 1 Mortal Strike. Got 3 Sungrass there. Pretty nice. I'll go slay some ogres. They drop coin and cloth. And they're just right here. Started watching the show. What is it called? It's called Hijack. It's pretty good. It's on Prime. I'm actually really into it. I binge watched like 5 episodes last night. It's really good. It's got Edra Ibra. I don't know how to say the guy's name. He's a kind of a like a big, powerfully built black guy. He's been in a lot of stuff. They cast him as was he the gunslinger in the horrible rendition of Stephen King's series of books with what's his name? I don't know. He's been in a ton of movies. Edra, or something like that. What the hell am I doing, man? All right, we have 1 piece of buff food left. Nope, I've got 1 spider sausage hanging out down there. But I'll have to take a little time and get us some more buff food. We need it. That 120 health plus the 120, 240 between the fortitude and the food buff. Pretty good. You guys are pretty close together right here. These two. Is that sungrass? Got some life fruit. Yeah, I don't think I can... Oh, wait, this might be patrol. I don't think I can... I pull both of these together, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, surely that pulls together there. Hacking away at me, man. Shadow Bolt and Shrink. Reduces nearby enemy strength by 200. Strength by 200 and stamina by 100 for 2 minutes? That's terrible. We are not fighting the Warlocks. I mean, it's not like I have any strength anyway. I've got 15 extra somehow. Braddock ape there. Thank you. Well, not together with the bear. Gonna finish watching up that show tonight. Get in bed and read. Started reading Steinbeck, The Log of the Sea of Cortez. Just started it, but really interesting book so far. I read The Grapes of Wrath some years back. I think that's considered one of his best, but he's got a lot of good ones. I just finished reading, it's an author named Joe Hill. Book was called Heart-Shaped Box. It's pretty good. It was, yeah, wasn't too bad. It's, for me personally, it's hard to find a good horror book. I like reading horror, but I don't know. I've read some good Stephen King, but I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead here. And usually whenever I say I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, I'm going to sound like a dickhead, but there's been very, very few things I've ever read from his that genuinely scares me. I mean, he's a master at creating a scene within an atmosphere and a feeling. But like I said, very few things I've ever genuinely been, like really creeped out about. But I'm pretty picky too. But this Joe Hill book, it was the same thing. I wasn't, at no point in the book was I, scared. But it's an interesting book. It's about this kind of like semi-retired rock star who's into weird things, the occult and whatever, and he's got a hell of a history, and he's got this guy working for him, and this guy finds something on an auction site where the person is auctioning a ghost. To get the ghost, you basically have to buy this dead man's suit. And just because he's a collector of stuff like that, he pays for it and it comes. And sure enough, he starts being haunted by this old creepy dude. There's a reason. I'm not going to say too much in case somebody, decides they want to give the book a try. But, yeah, it was okay. I'm not a fan of happy endings. I prefer an ending where it's not so much like a fairy tale. It's a little bit more realistic. Maybe somebody died or something didn't get resolved. I just prefer that. I watched this one movie. It was several years back. I can't remember the name of the movie. I wish I could, because I would watch it again. It was between these two warring countries, and it's this guy, and he's trying to escape the country. It is a brutal, brutal movie. The guy's near starvation, like, basically the whole time. And, I mean, this guy goes through hell and back. I had knots in my stomach watching this movie, how well done it was. I mean, you really feel like this guy is starving to death. He's being chased. He's trying to avoid the war that's currently going on. It's just hell. He goes through hell. And he gets towards the end of the movie. This woman, the guy basically passes out from hunger, exhaustion. He would have been dead in an hour or so. This woman finds him and feeds him, takes care of him for like a day. And he somehow gets a horse or a mule or something. And he's a couple more weeks on this mule. I think it's actually a horse. He's riding around. No food again. And he ends up getting hurt. I don't remember how he gets hurt, but he's bleeding badly. And it just gets worse and worse. In the end of the movie, like, that's kind of a movie where you're like, man, I hope this fucking guy makes it. The last scene of the movie is they just show the horse with the side of it covered in blood where he slid off. They never show him, and then that's the end of the movie. I remember seeing it like, oh my God, like all of that, and then the dude doesn't even make it. I guess it depends. That's one of those things, like somebody would be like, oh no, well, he just got off the horse and he's, he's alive and kicking. I don't think so, but if anybody knows the name of that movie based on that horrible description I just gave, please let me know in the comments. It's in a, I can't remember what language it's in. It's not American. It's not an American film. And I'm glad it's not. There's very few American films that aren't check box horse shit, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm not sure why I brought all that up. Oh, talking about the books I was reading. Also, I got finished reading a book a little while ago called Gone to Soldiers. Really good book. It's several different stories right before the Second World War, during, and the accounts well, I don't know if it's based on real life people. Some of it might be, but it's such a good book. You really get pulled into it. Let's see, when do we get... We get a rank, our next rank of execute is level 48. So that's actually coming up. I'm really happy about that, because this happened to us last level. The last like 3 or 4 levels, we didn't have the damage to actually execute the target. With this, the next rank, rank 4 of execute, maybe we'll be able to start finishing off some mobs. Veil Screecher's heading our way. See if we can avoid him. Decentish XP here. I'd rather be doing a quest, but sometimes you gotta do this. Here he comes back. Getting pretty low on food. 40 seems like a lot of food, and it is if you're not doing a challenge like this. On the Iron Man Priest, I could go through 40 drinks in less than an hour. Easy. Because I have to sit down and drink every pull in that challenge. If I want to, I mean, at least if I want to keep any kind of pace to it, which I'm not really doing anyway. If you have to sit down and drink after every pull, it's not any kind of pace, is it? But I'm just saying the alternative would just be bubble, wand, have a little bit of mana. Or just use a little bit of mana, but the fights would take so long to do there. Yeah, I think I made the choice not to do booming voice. I think I went into the demo shot, I guess. Bear jaw. I like the deep wounds with the rend combo. It's one of those wandering forest walkers up there. They're actually neutral. What are we doing on time up here? 45 minutes in. All right, let's head back, I guess. I could actually hearth back. Oh, this in Gadget Sand. Well, hold on. Let's do this. Let's hearth the Gadget Sand. I can go turn in this quest over here. The Screecher Spirits. And next episode, we can finish up the thingamajiggies that we're doing. The Gazridian. I don't know what I'm going to do if we hit level 60 on this character. I'm going to be quite happy. But I said this before, and I'm going to stick to it. I think this challenge is actually more difficult solo questing like this. If you're getting into groups and people are taking you into dungeons, you're going to get way more XP. You have access to many more weapons, and you just have the protection of a group. It's just a much faster, easier way to level. I think this actually makes the challenge even more difficult doing it this way. You know, I'm not running dungeons. And that's partially because of the server I'm on. There's just not really anybody on this server. Shit, if I had been like on a busy server and, you know, with people running dungeons and they would take me, chances are it'd be 60 already. You know, I obviously would just go as a DPS. I can't... Nobody's going to want a naked tank. But with the Whirlwind Axe, I mean, it's doing some damage. Might be some freaks into it. Stolly shipment, just hide that. We're not doing that dangerous-ass quest. These two things we're not going to be doing either.
What you want?
I got your stuff, man.
See ya later.
I'm going to decline this quest as well.
Later. Be seeing ya.
I know where those tablets are, but that area is a nightmare. It's over here. Here. Try again. It's back here. There's a big troll camp back here. There's a lot of patrols. Mobs are tightly packed. It's a nightmare. No, thank you. Fire Bloom, pick it up. I don't know if we need that or not, but that should be Purple Lotus there. My Purple Lotus sold. Pretty much all of my herbs sold, so it's worth it for me to get these things. I gotta be honest, I'm surprised they are selling. I'm glad they are, but who are they gonna sell them to? Oh, shit. Oh, I actually got... That's rare. Super rare. All right, we got to make sure we hamstring her. Oh, the fucking disarm from these mobs. Gonna do it again? Do I want that Purple Lotus? I kind of do. Somebody's killed these mobs since last time we were here, because this was a warlock before. Get my bleed up before he disarms. There's the disarm. Yep, so Rend, actually really good. If you've got a mob that... If you're fighting mobs that are continuously disarming you, just make sure you get your Rend up. At least you have some kind of damage going. Otherwise, by all accounts, it's a piece of garbage. Nine of 30. I think this quest leads into, that's a starving pack right there. See how far away we pulled it? Yeah, he's starving. That's a thing in the game that Blizzard did, which I kind of like. Zulfrak, I think. This leads into there. Or one of the quests in there, maybe. I honestly don't know. I'm assuming that because of Gazrilla. Yeah, maybe next episode we'll run around here, see if I can finish up this particular quest. Turn that in. But for right now, we're going to call it an episode. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Do appreciate it. You guys and gals, take care. The Naked Warrior and myself will catch you in the next episode.
Till we meet again.
Peace.